A Short Hike was such a charming game, I was grinning and chuckling to myself constantly throughout my roughly 3-hour playthrough. You play as Claire, a bird on a camping trip who needs to reach the top of a mountain so she can get some damn phone service. Aren't kids the worst? Yeah? Her mom's dying. To reach the summit, you'll need to look for golden feathers. These act as stamina upgrades that let you climb higher and flap your wings in midair. You only need 7 feathers to reach the top of the mountain, but there are 20 in total to collect. This means that you have an immense amount of freedom in the approach you take to reach the top. No 2 playthroughs will be quite the same. You can almost play the game 3 separate times with entirely different sets of feathers, but that will probably never happen, because if you put down this game after just collecting 7 feathers, you have no soul. It's not a long game, but there's this sense of wonder that will keep pulling you from place to place in search of new discoveries. Your momentum builds as you collect feathers, hunt down treasure chests, pick up junk off the ground, and trade this garbage with the local suckers. Just when you think you've seen everything, you'll stumble across a new character or minigame. Now suddenly you can fish, and there's a whole logbook full of different kinds of fish you can catch. Or you can play beach stick ball. It's this wholesome minigame where you work together to try and rally the ball as many times as possible. It's the only minigame like this I've ever played where they let you decide whether the serve counts as a hit or not. It's just so chill. It's presented like a team activity. All of this sounds so simple on paper, because it is. The game radiates so much charm that even the most mundane tasks feel meaningful. Never has doing nothing felt so productive. Suddenly 2 hours have passed and you're babysitting a kid by driving a rented motorboat through an obstacle course he invented, just to prevent him from literally dying of boredom. It was the kid. A lot of this is owed to the game's witty dialogue and characters. It has that same blunt, sassy, and offbeat humor you'd find in one of the Mario RPGs. The characters are all ridiculous in their own quirky ways, yet also relatable. You've got Claire, who's overly reliant on technology and has trouble getting out of bed in the morning. There's this try-hard member of the rock climbing club who insists they've built a global empire of elite rock climbers. Then you meet this shady guy who monopolizes the game's feathers and sells them at an inflated price, only to find that he's in crippling debt from his student loans. It's a small island once you get to know it, but it's dense with memorable characters that feel like people you might already know. None of this content really feels like fluff, but if you think about it, that's what most of this game is. The minimalist journey to the summit takes less than an hour, but maybe that's the point. It's a wholesome, fluffy, open-ended experience that's all about the journey, rather than the destination. Now, go take a hike.